Hey guys, it's Jamie here. How you going? Got a great topic today. I woke up and it was funny. I started having all these juicy things dropping about money, and some people don't like to talk about money when they're on a spiritual journey or, they're going and following their truth. It's like money becomes some dirty word. And, I find that probably the reason why they have that reaction is because they got a lot of power in money in the first place. I know I did. Money for me was probably one of the biggest things that came up for me when I went to go and follow my truth. And therefore, it's something that I also notice in many other people when they go to follow their heart or do what they love. One of the biggest things, if not the biggest things, that limits them is finances. And I would love to support a change around that, because I feel that it's not because of what's happening in the world or the economy or your business or anything that's actually stopping or limiting you. It's yourself. For me, it was me. I had put so much power in what money meant to me. And what I mean by that is the feeling I was after around money. And what I was after, there's two things that came up. Two things, and when I talk to people, this is always quite relevant. The two things that come up, firstly, is freedom, and secondly, security. And I had so much of my freedom and security tied up in my finances. I was one of the people that believed that you got to have financial freedom so you can go and follow and live your life, and have all the things that you love and enjoy this amazing lifestyle. So, I thought I had to go work really hard and make it happen, so I was very controlled by my finances. And, look, when I was younger, I'd experienced some incredible things because I was making all this money. But that thought, because I was making all this money, was something that also bound me and limited me in who I was being. I always thought it was because of the money that I had or didn't have that I was able to do or not do the things that I wanted to do in my life. So I never was able to go, well, no, I'm just experiencing this because it's what I feel to do. I would acknowledge my story over what I felt. I would put more power into how much money is in my bank account than going, well, no, I just feel to do this because I love to, and feel that the feeling is more real than my circumstances. So when I went to go on this journey of truth, I was very fortunate, a few years back, that when I went to go and follow this and really live what I'm talking about, I didn't have finances. It was the worst time in my life where I was backwards, upside down, a mess. And, it was pretty scary. I'd been through absolute highs in my life and then came crashing down. And financially, I just noticed that I was on this up and down, roller coaster of finances. And that would, depend on how happy I was or how sad. And I just didn't want to live like that. I wanted to be free to be me. I wanted to be free to follow my heart and live from this feeling, and I knew it was possible, but it's one thing to, know it's possible, but then to go and live it, so that's why I say when I came to living my truth and actually living this stuff, not just knowing it, the finances was one of the biggest areas that I had to reclaim a lot of power from. It was huge. I remember just, a few years ago going and following what I felt. And in my story, what I felt was not possible. Like I would feel to go and travel somewhere. And, in my story, if I looked at what was happening financially, that's not possible, Jamie. You can't, according to your finances here and what's happening in your story. But I didn't want to live for that anymore. I wanted to give the feeling space. I wanted to give the feeling space to express itself into my life. And I wanted to believe that the feeling was more real than my circumstances. And that's what I talk about with money. We never lack money. We never lack anything, resources, nothing. It's that we lack space. Space for these feelings, our dreams to come and express into this moment. That's what we lack. We lack the space. And what I mean by that is when you go to follow what you feel to do, just observe. Observe what comes up in your mind a moment later. You feel something and then a moment later these thoughts start. Well, how's that possible? What do I need in order to achieve that? What have I got to go do? And then all of a sudden that feeling of when we first felt this possibility, this love, it was very open and real in that moment. Moments later, it isn't. It's almost not possible. We buy into our own stories, we look around at other stories and look at what happened to this person, and we start to validate whether it is possible or isn't possible. But as I said, I didn't want to live like that anymore. I I wanted to follow my feeling. I wanted to follow what felt true, and I didn't want to make it about money anymore. So I get why some people go, well, money's a dirty word when you go on this spiritual journey. But I had to go through the experience of what money meant for me. And that's why I wanted to start this conversation. I want people to express, what does money mean for you? Because for me, when I was honest, really honest about what money meant for me, I then started to free myself from the control I had placed in money. I started to free myself to be able to do and be whatever I felt to do. Like I would wake up and I started going, what do I love to do today? Not what do I need to do in order to make another dollar? And that wasn't living for me. I wanted to be alive. I didn't want it to be bound by this idea of financial freedom. I wanted to be free because I'm being me, because who I truly am is already free. That was living for me. That was life. And I just wanted to start this conversation, as I said, because finances has been probably one of the biggest reasons I see why people, they feel the possibility. They start to feel it moving in them and dancing, and then a moment later, this money thing comes up. Well, I can't do that because that means I'm going to be less this much. Or I don't know if I spend or use this, I don't know where the rest is going to come from. It's a huge topic. It's a huge topic because we have so much power, and there's two things that come up around money. And as I said, security and freedom. We have associated our security and our freedom with money. We've been taught that since day dot, but I'd love to start a change around this, but that's got to start with you, and I'm not saying to go do what I did, go and follow your feeling, it sounds a bit crazy and illogical, and it is, but hey, love's crazy. How practical is love? Sorry. That's what I started to realize, and it was just my own limitations that were keeping me from following what it is that I love to do and be in my life. So look, I hope some of these things that I've shared have maybe sparked a little bit of insight in you, and I'd love to support you guys in moving through this stuff, especially around finances. There's so many ideas and tricks of the mind when it comes to what money is, and the role that it's playing in our lives. So look, love to hear. Let me hear how this has landed with you and what money means to you. Like, start the conversation, talk about it, because that's what will allow you to move through it. Anyway, till next time, take care. Bye.